Hello everybody. Day 12 live challenge for me, and today's topic is on exposure. And in the book, when I talked about exposure, it really had to do with putting yourself out there, being vulnerable, being exposed to the world. And an interesting thing came up today when I was talking to Phil about this, and we were talking about women and getting ready, or being, getting ready to go out, right? And what it is that we are doing all that time, that we're getting ready. And I didn't really think about what that meant for me during the years when I was really busy and stressed and wanting to go out and party or see our friends, and what I was doing when I was getting ready. And I think it has a lot to do, or it applies to exposure and my definition of exposure. Because what we were really doing, or what I was doing at the time, was kind of putting on my armor, putting my makeup on, getting prettied up. And then I had to ask myself why, why was I doing that? And the only thing that I thought of when I spent all day thinking about exposure was sort of the mean girl thing of not wanting to be the one that people talked about, not wanting to be the the one that didn't dress right or didn't have their makeup on right. So I guess I was avoiding being talked about, and in that way I was living sort of small and hiding out because I worried too much about what other people thought of me. So exposure kind of comes in all shapes and sizes, and for me it has a lot to do with how vulnerable you're willing to be, how protected you have to make yourself, how much armor you put on yourself to avoid some of those really uncomfortable feelings about people judging you or you judging yourself. And so I had a lot of thought about that today. So I'm out in the dark. As you might be able to see, I'm in my car. I thought it was very fitting that it's very, very cold here. It's 22 degrees. And I guess you could look at exposure as feeling, very exposed to the winter weather and how cold and bitter that makes you feel. It also can get you to a position or a place where you feel very free. If you don't worry about what people think of you, if you don't worry about what you look like and how you're made up and how much time you take to prepare, that can be very empowering to just go out in the world as yourself. So that's what I'm doing, day 12, exposing myself to all of you and to the world in whatever shape and size I am, with whatever makeup I have on or don't have on. And so it all kind of ends up with, how do you prepare yourself? So I'm not ready yet, is what I used to say. I'm not ready. And what I really was doing was being very, very nervous about putting myself out there, presenting myself to, the social group or the party or the conference or whatever I was going to, and feeling like I needed to get ready by taking some time and centering myself and having a glass of wine and putting my makeup on and taking a long time to get myself ready to present to the world. So that's exposure in my mind, putting the armor on, protecting yourself, finding some way to have the ability to let go of that and to, come out as you, without any of your armor on. So that's it. Thank you for day 12, and thank you for listening, Jody and Brenda, and whoever else is on. It's day 12 is done and in the books. And tomorrow we'll talk about another topic.